All right, so let's talk about something. Being able to understand fundamentals. This is something that I've been trying to understand for the longest time, and I think I've started to finally freaking understand it. And I want to talk with you guys about it to see if you guys kind of are thinking about this. Do you guys understand the fundamentals of what you're currently doing? Do you understand how it might actually help you become the best that you possibly can? Because I think if you don't understand the fundamentals, something that Elon Musk talked about is being able to understand first principles. First principles is basically the similar thing to fundamentals. The basic thing that you need to improve on, the basic thing, the basic truths of where this thing that you're currently trying to learn is at. What is that? And the reason I think it's so important is because once you understand, you build a nice bedrock, all of a sudden you're able to build as high as you can. Because if you don't, it's going to be like trying to build a skyscraper as high as you can, and the bedrock and the foundation of it is freaking Jenga blocks. It's not going to work. And you're going to get all wobbly. You're going to get all like, okay, I don't actually know what I'm looking at here. And it's like shooting in the dark. You're shooting blind if we don't know exactly the fundamentals that we're trying to learn. Because even for my girlfriend is recently, she's trying to become an acquisition editor. And to do this, she's trying to learn how to practice, trying to learn how to practice and get better at it. Amazing. But she just also doesn't know exactly the fundamentals of how to get better at this. So we were kind of talking about it and how the fact that it might actually lead to you doing the practice, but you don't know what you're trying to work on. You don't know what you're trying to get better at. Because for myself, one of the main big things that I've realized with trying to improve communication and getting better on videos is once I started to understand the fundamentals, I started to see stuff that I wasn't seeing before. Like one of the fundamentals I understood now is presence, being able to be relaxed, being able to be calm, and being able to just come up on here and be able to chill with you guys. So one of the things that I realized that was taking me out of that and that I needed to work on was my breathing. My breathing was not great. So in order to do that, I was like, okay, I understand the fundamental of presence. Every time that I cannot breathe, every time that I'm losing my breath, speaking too fast, it's because of this. And all of a sudden I started diving into ways that I could fix that. I started looking up methods of being able to do that. I started reading some books that talk about this. Boom, a lot better. And it makes me happy. And I think it's one of the reasons why I'm actually getting 5 videos up a day now, because I know I have these fundamentals that I've all laid out for this that I can practice every time. Every time I see something that I can get better at. And once we understand these fundamentals, it becomes a game. It becomes getting better at these fundamentals because we know that, okay, I have this is where I'm currently at, and this is where I can get to, and I could get better and better and better at this current thing. But it's like, where could we get to if we start with the fundamentals? We start with the basics. Some people might think that it's boring. Some people might think it's not worth thinking about. But we all know that freaking athlete that understands the fundamentals. Tim Duncan was called the big fundamental, and he's one of the best power forwards of all time in basketball. Where could we get if we start becoming crisp and building that foundation? Then we start getting the flashy stuff. We start doing all this stuff on top of that. How much more fun is it going to be if we start to understand that first? So let me know what you guys think about this. What are the fundamentals of what you're currently doing? If you could think of like 1 or 2 or 3, it's just kind of things that have come up over and over and over again that people talk about when they talk about that thing that you're currently doing. Do you even think about the fundamentals? Let me know down below. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. Peace.